Well, how you doing?
It's a long ways from back in the old days when you were coming down. Tell me, where were you? Somewhere in Tennessee when we first met.
I was at Tennessee Chattanooga.
Tennessee Chattanooga.
I was trying to get in Recruit, Texas, and
you
had lunch with you one day. And,
right. Yep. We had a good visit. Met through Peter Sweatham.
You're still making more money than me, so you bought lunch that day.
Yeah. Now we know where the lunch has changed at. That's exactly right. No, that's a tremendous fact. No doubt about it, Coach. Your work ethic, your caliber of human being that you are. There's no question about any of that. You proved all that to me. I think this is about 8-10 years now. How long ago were you at Chattanooga?
I was there. Well, I was there. I was assistant at VCU. Then I was there about 6 years ago.
So about six years ago, and before then, where were you?
I was an assistant at VCU, and I was an assistant at Harvard before that. So.
Harvard, you were with Tommy, right?
Yeah, I was with Coach Amaker at Harvard.
Okay,
so very fortunate to get on with him.
Yeah, you've been some good places. But one thing I had a chance, you vetted a little fast for me. You got the feel of a 10-year guy, but you're really about a 7-year guy.
I grow on you fast, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, Coach, after your first year in the SEC, congratulations. You did a fine job, in my opinion, for whatever that's worth. What would you say moving into
tell our fans that if you could.
They were pretty happy sometimes.
No,
they were pretty. I watched them and they piled in.
Great.
I thought the fans were good too.
But the league was as good as it's ever been.
The league was as good as it's ever been. I totally agree with you 110% there. There was no question or doubt about that the league was as good as I've ever seen. Right. Comparable to what I've seen in the AAC. I mean, what you guys get? 8 teams in the league?
We got 8 teams. So
8 teams in the tournament.
8 teams in the NCAA tournament.
And how many teams went to the NIT, including yourself?
2 in the NIT.
2 out of 2. So 10 postseason teams.
10 of the 14 were in
postseason.
Postseason, and Georgia would have been if they hadn't made the coaching change.
Okay,
Georgia turned down the NIT invite.
So you guys could have had 11.
We could have had 11.
Technically, you had 11.
There you go. We'll go with 11.
No, we always go with the high number, Coach. I always want to go with the high number, man. That is exactly fact. Tell me, being there, the culture in Louisiana obviously has to be somewhat of a difference and adjustment to you, and then having a neighboring state like Texas, and you've always made Texas a priority in your recruiting process and checking the list. You've always taken our service and looked and thoroughly, no matter what level you were at. What is your thoughts with the adjustment of coming from basically kind of being an East guy, coming truly down into the Southwest now? What is that like for you?
We're just trying to immerse ourselves and get to know as many people as possible, get to build as many relationships as possible, and take days where we just go meet people and talk to people and try to get the lay of the land as best we can, and let people know that hey, we're good people. We do things the right way. We want to make sure that we recruit the best guys. And one thing that what you said about Louisiana is we definitely got to get the best guys in Louisiana, but a lot of kids from Louisiana have been displaced maybe through Katrina, or families have moved through job opportunities to Texas, and so that makes it almost kind of trying to look at it like one state.
Right.
And I was telling my staff the other day, maybe the best player in Louisiana in 2019 is probably playing in Texas right now. And so we need to get the best guys in Louisiana, and a lot of that includes coming into Texas to make sure that we get the really good players from Texas, but especially the best guys who are originally from Louisiana or have family in Louisiana who have migrated over here to Texas.
We've got, and you're exactly right. We've got 3 or 4 kids that are on the top 10 kids in the state of Texas that either have grandparents or once lived in Louisiana. They have strong Louisiana ties. So there's no doubt about that. Let's talk a little bit. We only have about 3 or 4 more minutes before we go to break, Coach. Let's talk a little bit about this recruiting class and that you have for your 2018 recruiting class. Where is it ranked? I think, was it 2, 3 in the country, or?
It's good. My staff's done a good job.
Okay.
My staff, they follow all that stuff a little bit more than I do. I'm not sure where it's ranked.
They tell me all those numbers all the time. We got this, we got that.
I bet they do. Yeah. But it really fits well. We got some really good pieces inside. We got some guys that will really help us around the rim. We've got really good guard play with Javante Smart. Once again, the top player in Louisiana, who was a huge priority for us. Make sure we lock up the top guy in Louisiana. Like I said, my assistants do a great job. My assistants work extremely hard. I try to stay out of the way most of the time and not try to get in there and screw
Well,
it
Coach-
up. Not try to get in there and screw it up too much for them.
You know how that works, Coach. I mean, you've been an assistant. You've been a good assistant before, and assistants can do all they can do, but they can only roll it out to a point. Coach, you got to come in and close the deal.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay.
But my staff, like you said, they did a great job. You know, as a head coach, I'll say this about my staff. As a head coach, you always want it to feel like a home game when you go in there for a home visit, or when you want to feel like you got the edge and it's a home game, and your assistants have done a good job setting everything up. And my guys have certainly done that.
Well, and the only way that you're able to accomplish that is guys have relationships. Right. You know, you can't build relationships, and you can't build a comfort zone overnight. There has to be some sense of recognition, and I think you've done an outstanding job with that, with your staff and the work. You just spent, the last couple of days in Texas before you got around to get a chance to make it down here for Final Four. Is that right?
Yeah, I was up around the Metroplex area.
There's a couple players in the Metroplex, right?
There's a few players. There's a few players, and I was driving, and it was good just to meet some people. I got to meet a lot of new coaches, a lot of new people I didn't know, and hopefully we can build on those relationships, and they'll bear some fruit down the tracks here.
Well, Coach, we really, really appreciate you coming in and being here at the Lone Star Sports Show. They're spinning their finger around, not because they like us or they're waving at us. That means they want us to speed up and go on. So they're getting right around the situation. We have 45 seconds here before we go to break. I really appreciate everything you've done. What do you think about the atmosphere here? You said you watched the show a couple of times.
Oh yeah, I've watched it a few times, so it's good. It's good to be on. Coach Benford, my assistant, and I, we sit in the office and watch it sometimes, try to get a little scoop.
Okay, here we go.
Try to get a little scoop. Coach will put up on his computer, and on his computer, and we can put it on his TV screen.
Oh, y'all got high tech over there.
TV screen, so we got all the high tech.
So that's what's going on.
So it's nice to be on, and we appreciate all you guys do to help us out, but more importantly to help the players out, to help people out, and help connect people in Texas.
And it's about a community, Coach, and y'all are part of the family there in Louisiana. we don't need a passport, or they don't check us at anything when we go to Louisiana.
Just come
roll straight in.
Straight across I-10. You're good to go.
I-10.
You're good to go.
We get right in there. So, man, hey, look, I appreciate everything that's going on, and looking forward to visiting with you and doing more things with you. And if we get ready to go to break, we'll see you around at a few more parties and a few more outings. And I guess it's Go Tigers is what it is?
Yeah, G-E-A-U-X.
Grow Tigers.
Yeah, G-E-A-U-X.
I'm not that good at the Louisiana stuff. But no, you're doing a fine job. We're looking for big things, man. We appreciate you taking time to be with us. Anything that we can do, anything has anything to do with Texas, we're behind you, Coach. You're good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, here we are at the Lone Star Sports Show right here in the San Antonio, Texas, at the Final Four in the Alamo City. Getting it in, we got head coach Will Wade with us with the Louisiana State University Tigers coming and visit our first segment. Our next segment, we're going to go visit with the Red Raiders a little bit and see what it is they have and their thoughts, and they had a really good season this year. Today's show is brought to you by FastMallSports.com, where Ross Cumberford, founder and CEO, represents and supports this process and taking it to where it has gotten to. We're looking to go forward in the future. This particular segment is brought to you by Harlem Hotels, where you put your money where you sleep. Harlem Hotels, investment and developers based out of Houston, Texas. Be back in 180 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show.